Peaceful evening to all you priceless miracles on the shared planet. How are you? I hope all of you are having a faith-filled evening and remembering as long as you continuously work in harmony with your wholehearted prayers and supplications, Yahweh will help and sustain you through absolutely anything. Just continue to do your part. Also, please feel free to continuously browse, like, and or subscribe. You're welcome here. This is a page of continuous enlightenment as I'm being enlightened, and continuous empowerment as I'm being empowered, and continuous encouragement, healthy self-awareness, and also I sing, rap, rhyme, riddle, ways to healthily gauge through challenges, which we all face from day to day. It's obvious. But anywho's, today I'm going to dive into a topic that I've continuously been enlightened in regards to in collaborations, my experiences of my own, as well as continuously acquiring and meditating on the scriptures throughout many years. And this is a conversation that I felt very intrigued to share with you. So check it out. Has anybody saw that movie Enough starring Jennifer Lopez? Do you remember what the friend said? And the friend seemed to, I'm not doubting in that particular movie, she cared about her friend. But you noticed that she suggested her get with somebody that she really didn't know at all, that randomly came in a restaurant. And she's like, basically he's a good catch. And he ended up, being a good catch to throw back in the sea. He's like one of those electrical ills that'll shock your life out of whack. And you'll be walking around aimlessly like you don't even know your left from your right. So my point is this: even though someone may obviously care for you and have your back, so to speak, doesn't mean they know what's best for you necessarily. For an example, there's a time in this inspired in historical scriptures where Job was going through some trying circumstances. And we've all been there in different ways and spectrums and degrees, okay? Let's just face it. But even his own wife encouraged him to curse God and die. And I'm not saying she didn't love him, but, her admonishment at the time obviously wasn't the best. And then he also had false comforters who was really misperceiving his situation. So that's why it's very important to seek out the voice of Yahweh over people. Because even the most intentional person can misperceive a situation or person and misguide you in essence. They can turn your eye away from something Yahweh is actually leading to you if they are evidently not continuously praying, beseeching Jehovah in continuous prayer in regards to what's best for you. Now, if someone is doing that, like the prophet Samuel at the time, and then Jehovah was working through him because he was obviously beseeching Jehovah first and foremost, then in that case, please be open to listen and heed. Anywho's, in every situation where people had true success in their friendships, acquaintanceships, and marriages, they prayed to Yahweh Jehovah. For an example, Isaac in the Holy Scriptures, he was specific in praying to Jehovah. Now, Isaac understood evidently that Yahweh knows us better than anyone else, even the one that we consider the closest to us. And Jehovah can be the X-ray vision for our life so that we know that we're on a path that's leading us right or leading us to the best of our ability, okay? So when Isaac was praying and pouring his heart out to Jehovah, exactly and specifically what Isaac asked for in regards to sign is what Isaac received. And Isaac had a successful union team and marriage. Okay? And this woman evidently sought out Jehovah first. And that is very important in choosing your closest friend and your marriage mate. Someone who beseeches Jehovah first and foremost will likely treat you in a healthy way in all our flaws and all. And if you're doing that as well, you will likely treat the other person in an overall healthy way, flaws and all as well. Because I'm going to say personally, when I go to the meetings that are geared towards the inspired, preserved, and historical scriptures, I'm able to, so to speak, look into a mirror. And this is a spiritual mirror, a symbolic mirror that helps me to healthily self-reflect on myself and make needed adjustments. Much like if I'm about to exit my home and I'm on my way to work, I'm not just going to walk out without making sure, I'm neat, clean, and presentable. I'm going to look, okay? Because I care about representing Jehovah in my best way. I know I don't always show the best light when I was in college and working overtime in the past, but I'm working on it now, okay? I wasn't going to walk outside with a big, coal in my eye or a big booger or, just totally untidy looking like I just rolled out of bed. I'm going to make sure if I have a little crust in my eye, I'm going to wash that out, If I got a little boogie, go blow that off, wipe it good. I mean, if my underarms is humming like onions on the grill, make sure I wash that up good. They got Irish Spring, okay? Okay? So there's no excuse. You even got, just use what you got. Because these days, rent takes up pretty much all of our checks. Bi-weekly plus bi-weekly. So we on a struggle. But whatever you got a little toothpaste, you wash your underarm with a little toothpaste and water mixed together. You know what I mean? If you got water, then wipe it, dap it out, whatever it takes. But the point is that you make needed adjustments and you want to be presentable. You want to represent yourself right, loving yourself as Jehovah loves you and as Jesus loves you. So the same thing in regards to a mate. You want to aspire to connect with someone who is striving to make those continuous, much needed adjustments, which will in essence bring you closer together. And there are millions of individuals who strive to apply that on a daily that can testify to that being accurate. In addition to that, we're all coming with some baggage now, okay? We're coming from baggage from our past to present. We're unloading, childhood traumas. We're unloading, preteen to early adult to older adult, traumas. And you know what? Let me tell you something. It's not no one's job to be your forever or your long-term maxi pad to suck it all up. No. It's not no one's job to be your bandage to suck up all the blood. It's not somebody's job to be the baby wipe and get all the crustaces out there. It's not anybody's job to be a floss and floss up all the fungus between your teeth. It's not anyone's job to be a Q-tip and wipe all the earwax out your ear. You know what I mean? It's nobody's job to be your 24-hour, ATM machine, your 24-hour off and on therapist. It's every individual's job to continuously embrace healthy accountability, as we mentioned before, paired with consistently exploring, discovering, and practicing healthier coping mechanisms and habits. And this is what I benefit from by engaging in the weekly biblical-based discourses. I'm able to, again, examine myself spiritually in that mirror and make needed adjustments and think of others besides myself and love others as myself and care about Jehovah's feelings more than myself so that I can be balanced and be shine on Jehovah's name, because Jehovah loves us all. It's up to us to believe it, conceive it, and receive it and live it, okay? So the point is this. It's very essential to know things are going to hurt us. We've all been through stuff. But when we have that balance as treating others as ourselves, and that balance of love in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, where love does not behave indecently, habitually. It doesn't habitually be selfish. It believes all things, hopes all things, love never fails. And so when we continue to practice those things, we're able to have stronger bonds in our fellowship and in our relationships with other priceless individuals out there. In addition to all of that, it's important to, when you're married, to communicate on a daily. It is very essential that your outside of the bedroom is strong, and likely the inside of the bedroom will improve. You ain't got to be all out there, dabbling in inappropriate content, becoming a guitar hero downstairs and doing all that kind of stuff, because you can improve your extended love in the bedroom if you improve your love outside the bedroom. And what does that look like? Again, healthy and regular communication where you listen and I speak, and now you listen and I'm speaking. It's an interchange of encouragement. We having a scriptural based discourse. We could be study the scriptures once or twice a week for 15 minutes, and we can discuss it and get Jehovah's thoughts, so that we can put Jehovah's thoughts over our own inclinations. And we incline to be selfish. I'm sad to say, but when you continue to rock with Jehovah Jah and seek to continuously have a progressive mindset and think of others as yourself and not less than yourself, then you could be more balanced. Just like Jehovah created the universe in balance. And that's why we don't collide into other planets. And the earth stays on that precise axis and continues on and on as to sustain life and us as a whole. It is so phenomenal. We are phenomenal, but we got to tap in tune with that. And it takes action, like a verb. A lot of times it has an exclamation mark. Yes, it takes words plus action. And that's where you get the manifestation of growth and progression. Despite our flaws and all, we're not going to use imperfection as a crutch. I'm perfect. We all make mistakes. Honey, Yahweh knows that we are better than that. Yahweh knows we can continue to do our best, nevertheless, and that we can make progress despite our mishaps, despite our little thorns in the flesh. We can overcome. We don't have to remain a slave to our flesh. We can remain in tune with the Spirit and be blessed. Okay? So that's my little piece on things. It's very important to wrap it all up, to pray continuously to Yahweh Jah Jehovah like Jesus did temporarily on the earth, because we're not perfect. I don't know anybody now that can walk on water, that can split a few pieces of fish and bread and feed thousands and even millions. I don't know anybody that can take some spit and put it on somebody's eyes and make them see again. I don't know anybody who can resurrect a person who already has died for a couple of days without any type of equipment and without any type of, like when you do CPR. Jesus didn't have to do all that. He spoke the words, and Jehovah gave him the Holy Spirit, the power beyond what is normal, to bring Lazarus back to life and others back to life. Even the point is this: we are limited. We are phenomenally and wonderfully made, but we're limited. Let's be realistic. We got to be reasonable with each other. If your husband or wife come from work and you like, what? Did you cook? Did you do something? And you just in their face, like really aggressive and like a gnat in somebody's ear on a hot summer day. You just want to back it up. Give me a chance to breathe and catch my breath. It's very important to be reasonable. And again, you're able to experience that reasonableness when you continuously engage in continuous wholehearted prayers and supplications and explore that priceless gift of the wisdoms from above in the scriptures and apply them daily. Take that mirror, that spiritual mirror, and examine yourself and make much needed changes. It doesn't mean you're less than anyone else. That means you want to care about others as yourself. Balance. We share a world with other people. It's not all about us. And if we want to have a successful relationship, we have to learn to consider others besides ourselves and be balanced in it. It's also important, again, to pray to Jehovah continuously. I'm telling you, when it comes to choosing a mate, okay, we got some people out here that's like one of the best actors. They can win 10 plus 20 Oscars for the acting that they do, okay? Because they know how to cover it up, mask it up, a whole masquerade out here sometimes. You don't know who's who. Let me tell you this, when you pray to Jehovah, again, let Jehovah be your x-ray vision, because you can't hide from Jehovah. When you be specific and you continuously asking Jehovah, give me some signs, help me to listen when I see the signs, help me to believe the signs, and help me to move my feet when I see the signs, if I need to, you will see it. You got some people out here is like the devil's playmates. They straight up like the devil's sidekick. And then you got some people out here that are really trying. They're really trying. They're battling stuff, but they're trying. They're going to therapy. They're going to engaging in free resources online and offline at the library. They're engaging in watching Trent Shelton videos, Tony Gaskin videos. They're exploring Dr. Romney videos, Dr. Degrassi videos, et cetera, et cetera. And they're trying to work on themselves. If they see and recognize traits in themselves that are unhealthy, they're trying to work on themselves. More power to you. Bless up to that. And I hope you the best. But then you got some people who choose, obviously, or continue to remain in spiritual darkness and stay very blinded to themselves, and they stay in the same or similar saga of unhealthy self-pity, unhealthy habits. They get depressed. It's like, back to the smoking. Lips all black like tar, okay? Even the fingers. And then you got some people like the splizzy back. Every minute you turn around, they feel a little depressed. They drinking alcohol. Belly as big as a pregnant woman. Walking around just in a hazy, just really like walking on clouds, so to speak. And it's like, this is not really helping you. It's multiplying your challenges and breaking up your family life. Because there's some people that had your back, but they just got tired. We human. And you got some people out there that just gambling their money away. And they're talking about, let me need $20. Let me get $40. You know, sometimes it's hard. But they're not telling you they mismanaging their funds habitually. Out there ordering Uber Eats just about every day. Come on now. Manage your money. Cook at home. Learn how to flip SpaghettiOs into a whole gourmet meal. Come on now. Times are rough. Be balanced. You're going to need that in marriage. Okay? The number one divorce is for money issues. Learn to manage your money. Self-control is a gift. And you got some people out here, again, they playing guitar heroes down in certain places instead of communicating with their mate and looking at things that are a lie. They're looking at ornos, if you know what I mean. And ornos told a bunch of lies. They ain't telling the backstory of a lot of people who engage in that, not feeling great afterwards about it. They gotta be, they don't have to be, but they take certain substances to numb themselves. They're remaining a slave to their flesh, and they don't really feel good about it in the long term. And a lot of them contract STIs, STDs, STIs, and scratch and sniff. Be burning and bleeding to the doctor, and it's not all it's cracked up to be. I'm telling you, get right with John and watch your life grow and bloom in ways you never thought could happen for you. Now, this is my feedback in regards to choosing a mate or friendships, acquaintanceships, because let me tell you, he that is walking with wise ones will become wiser. But he that is having dealings with the stupid ones morally will fare badly. Because let's face it, who you choose to be around for long periods of time eventually rub off of you in some kind of way. And this is tested in science experiments. This is tested in real life, and it's proven to be true. You keep being around somebody who cursing like a sailor. Every other word is a curse. You find yourself, oh my God, you either trying to block out curses in your mind, got OCD overthinking the curses, crippled in your mind from the curses, or you're going to start cursing yourself. You might start sounding like a sailor. Okay? And then, I'm telling you, it ain't no joke out here. And also, bad association. Now, nobody's perfectly walking on water like we mentioned before. We all know that. But though there are people who mostly foster the bad in them. They feed it, they sit with it, they spoon feed it, okay? Practically. And it's taking over their life. They up there just habitually stealing, habitually lying, habitually sabotaging, habitually out there engaging in things that have short and long-term consequences, and just walking in the dark. Like they skipping, flipping, and dancing in the dark and loving it. And we're not saying darkness as far as we're not going to get into all that. We're talking about in a haze of blindness, unhealthy blindness, okay? So it's very important to be careful about who you choose to walk with, because who you choose to be around will eventually have an effect on you and vice versa. So, and sometimes, let me be honest with you, sometimes the bad has more of an effect on you than the more people that strive to do what's righteous. That's why it's not smart to start engaging in certain things, even though it could happen, but it takes a long time to get those images out of your mind. Man, the brain just remembers stuff, and you trying to remember some math, but then you watch something really kind of inappropriate, and that's what you're remembering for years. And then you're like, I can't even remember this daggone math formula. I didn't study for practically a whole decade and throughout my life at school, and I can remember this inappropriate content. So I'm telling you, don't even start it. And if you started it, get out of it. You're better than that. Much love from Hope for Uproar. Thank you for your continued support. And once again, check out The Girl Who Absolutely Hated by Simona Brown at Barnes & Noble, on Barnes & Noble online, or Amazon.com. It's a very humorous book with elements of mathematics, science, and social emotional. It's a book that you can be empowered while reading it with a child or to a child. Please check out that book. You are loved, cherished, and appreciated. I'm a little crusty and rusty in my throat today with allergies and asthma, and, helping assist all kinds of children and singing with them, keeping them entertained, and finding ways to make education more interesting, inviting, and just... Anyway, that's it in a nutshell. Take care, everybody. And please, again, feel free to continuously browse, like, and subscribe. Till next time, keep your head leveled and continue to work in harmony with your wholehearted prayers and supplications, knowing that Yahweh Jah Jehovah, alongside Christ Jesus Yahshua, cares as well as the loyal angels. Take care.